Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your May 2023 tarot reading. I am Kate Smith-Kors. I'm a Reiki master and a tarot intuitive, and these are the collective messages for you, Sagittarius. So I'm actually going to move that a little bit closer. So the overall energy that we have is this 2 of air and the number 15, ego. This would actually be like the devil card in traditional tarot. So with this 2 of air, it says being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there is no problem. And then on this ego card, it says a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. So when I see these cards together, I feel like your ego is holding you back from making an important decision. And sometimes our ego wants us to play it small. You know, when people think of the ego, sometimes they think of, oh, you're narcissistic, you're overly confident, you're a show-off, you know, your ego is showing. But also sometimes our ego doesn't let us take hold of opportunities or make important choices out of fear of failure, because our ego doesn't want us to look bad. Our ego doesn't want us to look silly. Our ego doesn't want us to fail. So it holds us back from making important decisions. So there's some type of offer that's presented, or maybe there's a problem, but you're not willing to make a decision because you don't want to look bad. Okay, so maybe you've made a choice and maybe you're like, that was not the right choice for me, but now you feel like you're stuck in it. And you're like, I know that I need to make a choice to get out of whatever the situation is, but you're kind of holding yourself back because you're like, well, I don't want to look silly. I don't want to look like I did something wrong. Okay, so yeah, there could be like, the ego could definitely be causing some problems for the month of May, but also it could be like just those negative or fear-based thoughts keeping you at this stalemate, keeping you unable or unwilling to make a decision. Okay, so some other energy that we have coming in is this 8 of water, a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual or emotional growth. You're wanting to move on. You're wanting to move forward. When I see the 8 of water, it's also the same as the 8 of cups in traditional tarot. And on that card, it's usually a man walking away up into the mountains, away from 8 cups that would have been in front of him. And he has his sights set on something more. He has 8 cups in front of him. He has this, 8 wonderful cups, but he has his sights set on something more. But he is moving in the night. So there is a sense of, I don't know if it's embarrassment or wanting to keep something down on the down low, a little bit hush-hush. He wants to move on, but he also doesn't want to be seen doing it. So take that as it resonates. You know, not every message is going to resonate for everybody, but take what resonates, leave the rest for everyone else. Okay? So yeah, you may be feeling a desire to move on beyond something, whether it's a relationship, a job, a friendship, whatever it might be for you. I also think that this is a time where you're doing a lot of thinking. You're doing a lot of considering, okay? And I think that there could be a lot of spiritual and emotional growth that's happening at this time. It's just a matter of whether you allow it to happen, whether you're deciding to hold yourself back. Yeah, some of you are really tapping into your intuition. This says tenderhearted, empathic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. So some of you might be trying to make a decision within a relationship. Geez, I feel like some of you are needing to make a decision within a relationship, whether to stay or whether to leave. And sometimes it's easier to pretend like there's no problem there and that you don't feel a certain way rather than just kind of owning it. Some of you are feeling kind of trapped by the relationship and like you So this message is only for some of you. The relationship, all of its flaws are going to make themselves known at some point. But the path of least resistance is going to be the one where you just own how you're feeling and communicate that. I think that this Queen of Water coming out is actually showing you that you are almost considering this other person's or somebody else's wants and needs before your own. You know, you don't want to break somebody's heart. And I think that that's holding you back. Whether, you know, maybe you have a coworker at a job that you're really connected with, and to leave that job would mean that you would leave seeing this coworker every day and you really like them. But you're also not happy at your job. So that's part of that message with that Queen of Water is care for yourself and others. You know, start to really take your wants and needs into consideration, and then trust your intuition. What is your gut telling you? Is it telling you to stay, or is it telling you to go? And then we have the Nine of Air, expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, sleepless nights. This is a message that I've heard recently. It's one of my favorite quotes. And it just came up again recently in a video that I watched, but I'm going to say it to you because I do feel like it's important. Whether you believe you can or you can't, it's true. Whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. Whatever version of that you want and resonates with you most. If you believe that you will be successful, if you believe that you can have whatever it is that you want, then you can. You'll make it happen. You'll create that energetic vortex for these beautiful things to fill in your life. If you expect the worst, if you believe that you're not worthy of beautiful relationships, of a fulfilling career, then you're going to be in that state of overwhelm, that anxiety. You're not going to get those beautiful things coming in because you wouldn't appreciate them anyway. You don't think that you're worthy of that. What? So Spirit's saying it's time for a shift. When you're expecting the worst, when you're having those pessimistic thoughts, shift. Every time they come in, shift. And my left ear is plugged up. I feel like some of you have a grandmother that's passed, and now it's just, now the plug has gone away, so it must be I'm communicating the message. I believe some of you have either a mother or a grandmother figure that has passed and is trying to communicate that message with you of you are capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. And if you continue to expect the worst, that's what's going to come in for you. So, it says sleepless nights. They might also be visiting you in your dreams. Just a side note there. Now, I pulled some oracle cards from the Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle. I love this deck. It has a beautiful snake on the front and shiny red metallic sides. How beautiful. So the first card that I want to talk about is, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name, but it's number 10, and it says blessings. So I think that for some of you, you're going to be coming into a time of some new beginning. The number 10 to me represents some type of initiation energy. Some type of blessing or gift could be coming in for you at this time. All right. I love that. And I love the image on that card as well. So there's some type of blessing coming in. Or maybe you're also like looking for somebody's blessing. If it's from a spirit, that's like they're giving you their blessing to do something. Okay. All right. So, and then we have number 23, Circe, alchemy. Ooh, I love that. My cat's name is Circe, actually. But this is number 23. It condenses down to the number 5 in numerology. And when I think of 5, I think of changes. So there's some important change that's coming in, and it's actually going to be a blessing for you. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit more on this card because I think that the messages here are short, so don't worry about that. About me droning on and on. But anyway, alchemy, Circe, you are magic. Be your own alchemist. Deepen your plant and herbal knowledge, okay? Do not trust fleeting first impressions. Sometimes things are not exactly as they seem. Look deeper. Get clear about what is real and what is not. The duality aspect here is truth versus deception. I'm hearing some things from my guides. They're saying, who are you kidding? You're deceiving yourself. It's almost like you're trying to get yourself to believe something that you just know is not true. Interesting. So something is amiss. Something is not as it seems. Look deeper. Get clear about what is real and what is not. Okay. So moving on. We're on number 39. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this name either, but it says boundary. So setting up boundaries is going to be important. And I do feel like you get this message often, Sagittarius. Boundaries are important. So I'm going to read what this one is all about, 39. You know what? I don't know if I've pulled that one for myself or not, because I'm curious what... Oh, okay. I don't even know if I want to read this. I hope if any children are listening, you need to turn off the video now. So this lady, I'm like, what is going on here? So I'm just going to read to you a little bit about what this is. When walking around many ancient sacred sites in the United Kingdom, including church sites, every now and again, you double take on an image carved in the mossy stones. What you see is an old woman, a crone-like figure, and she is happily lifting her skirts, and there revealed for all to see are her genitals. Oh my God. Say hello to Sheila Nagig. I guess that's how you say it. Sheilas, as they are affectionately referred to, are depictions of the mighty crone who helps us protect our boundaries and allow joyous gateways to those we wish to get through. Sheila Nagig guards windows, gates, doors and entrances of all kind. Having a devotional practice that includes the protection of a new home is a wise idea. So maybe some of you are moving on, getting a new home. It could be something like that. And maybe creating some type of spiritual practice to like bless your new home could be important for some of you. As Sheila Nagig is a protectress of gateways, she proudly flashes her vulva, it being the primary gateway of all life. There is absolutely no shame in her nakedness, for she dances and looks you straight in the eye while she shows herself. Sheila shows us that there is no shame in our nakedness, and especially in our creative parts, and we should accept ourselves in our entirety without judgment. While there is some debate about the full function of her depiction on buildings, magical or otherwise, it is generally accepted that it serves as protection, wildly scaring away evil spirits or enhancing fertility when she is carved into a birthing stone. Sheila Nagig is an old and powerful magical energy, and as such is very effective to work with should you need a little help with setting boundaries, old or new. Her energy is joyous and yes, absolutely a little wild, but there are no downsides to her vibe. You know, this is such like a Sag vibe too. I love you, Sagittarius. There's something fiery about the energy of this card. If you might be feeling more sensual. You might be feeling more, I'm just going to say it, more sexual in the month of May. And that's fine. Embrace yourself for who you are, completely as you are, and just own it. So there might be some of those vibes going on. And I think that protecting yourself, protecting your boundaries in all of this is going to be important, because every person that we have an intimate relationship with creates this energetic cord to our womb space, our sacral chakra. And so some of you might be needing to clear your sacral chakra as well. The plant companion for this card is cottage rose, and the crystal companion is, oh God, I can't even say that, green dioptase. I hope that I said that right. I'm not even familiar with that one, so I'm going to have to get familiar with that. But yeah, put up your boundary and only let through what benefits you. Paradoxically, a boundary gives you freedom. Clear your home from negative energy. Be proud of what you have achieved. Do not compare yourself to others, because you are unique. Harm none and do what you will. If you are going through a gateway event, a special birthday or life event like a birth or a marriage, ask this lady for protection. So the duality here is shame versus pride, inclusion versus exclusion. So some of you might be like, I felt like I needed to read that whole thing to you, which I don't normally do, but there's something here about feeling ashamed about who you are. Some of you might be LGBTQ, something like that, or maybe you feel shameful about your spiritual beliefs. Maybe your family has one religion, but you believe something else, so you've been having to do your spiritual practice on the down low, and Sheila Nagig is like, don't be ashamed of who you are, okay? So I wanted to relay those messages to you. Let's see, what else do we need to know? What else do we need to know for Sagittarius? There could be an important Taurus in your life, or just a mentor, teacher. This Hierophant card is number 5, and again we had a 5 energy in here. There's some type of change coming in. So you can always ask like a counselor or a therapist what their advice would be, how to handle whatever situation you're in here. I feel like some of you are ending a relationship or ending some type of connection. The Two of Cups could be a relationship, or a friendship, a coworker, a work, something that you felt connected to in the past, but now you're not feeling connected to it anymore. The Fool card is usually a leap of faith, and Spirit's telling you it's okay to let go. Sometimes the Fool card is about letting go, right? So I think, and I've also heard your expectations have changed. Sometimes when the Fool card is upright, it's like taking that leap of faith and just knowing and expecting that you're going to be caught on your way down, that you're going to hit that landing pad there. This was in reverse, and I'm almost feeling like the expectations are changing. This is like getting pulled back to reality, realizing something about a situation or a relationship that you had otherwise been clouded. Okay, the King of Cups, you're entering into this time where you're focusing more on your heart chakra, you're focusing more on yourself. The King of Cups is very nurturing and empathetic, but he's not going to allow other people's stuff to affect him. He's very considerate, but he's also very considerate of his emotional well-being and what he needs. So he's not going to allow other people's stuff to affect him. He's not going to give to the detriment of his own self. So that's an energy that Spirit wants you to step into. Ace of Wands is in reverse, and that Fool card did come out in reverse too. There might be an opportunity coming in for you, and Spirit is encouraging you to say no. You don't have to take hold of every opportunity that comes your way. Spirit is saying that there's something coming in that is a strong no. Any last messages? Choices, temptations, addictions. The Seven of Cups. You don't have to say yes to every option that comes your way, to every opportunity that comes your way. You can just go to the one that you're drawn to the most, you know? So take that as it resonates. Lots of opportunities potentially coming in for you. You don't have to say yes, only do what lights you up and makes you happy. Be true and authentic to who you are, Sagittarius. There's nothing to be ashamed about. There's nothing to be ashamed about. You're allowed to make the choices that feel best and right for you. So I hope that these messages resonated for you, Sagittarius. I hope that you have a beautiful month of May. And if you're looking for a personal reading, you can schedule on crystallizewithkate.com. Otherwise, I will see you in another video. However, don't forget to hit that like button. You can comment below if anything was resonating. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for notifications so you will know when I post more videos like this. All right, guys, I will see you later.